This is workout number 2, and again, we'll do the work in clusters, upper, middle, lower. So to begin, the first upper body move is a tricep dip. So to start out, you find a sturdy chair, walk away a little bit, bend your elbows, and drop down for a dip. Now, for our purposes today, the chair is independent. If you are not sure that it's stable, you would make sure you place a sturdy chair up against a wall. And if you need to rest at times, that's fine. Take a break, either stop at the top or you can take a seat. The reason we use a chair, that's fine. The reason we use the chair is it's going to be used for multiple things. So we have 25 seconds left. So this one's tricep plus shoulders. Don't go too far. You decide how far to go. Just a small dip is fine. So this is one of the hardest things you can do for upper body. You try to do it while you're fresh, because once you try as a tired, you could not do this. So hang it for 10 more seconds, and we'll go to our next move. The next move will be a midsection move. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, from here, we'll ask you to take a seat. So take a seat in that same position. Grab the side of your chair, and we're going to switch over to a leg raise. So these are leg lifts where you push your feet out away from your body and then return repeatedly. Good. So this is one version where it's kind of like a V-sit. We're using that position to get some ab work in. What we could do too is we could rest with the feet in the ground. And let's put your feet in the ground. Just bring your knees up to your chest repeatedly. So you start at the ground. Good. So it's a little bit easier, but we can touch down because this is meant to be a modification to make it easy. Let's go one leg at a time. And again, it's a nice modification to make it easier. Good. Let's bring both knees up close to your chest again. And again, do one at a time from that position. But we'll push straight out this time. So we're going back to the original, right, and pull right back up from there. So this is meant to be lower abs plus hip flexor. Let's go right back to the original, 2 feet out and back, right, and then pull your knees up close to your chest. Continue for 8 more seconds, and we'll go to the next move. Pretty good. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, from here, we're going to start doing some wall sits. So a wall sit is really difficult to do. You can either find a flat wall and place your back up against it, or you can find a safe chair. So to start out, let's have you find a stable wall, put your back up against that wall. So this is, again, a pretend wall. And then hold this position. This is really difficult to do. It's quad, hamstring, and hip. You're gonna feel a burn fairly rapidly in the front of your leg. So we'll hold this for just a few more seconds, and then to change it, we'll use the safety of a chair. So in 5 seconds, let's walk around and change. 2, 1, now walk around front. And this time you're hovering above the chair. So that way at any point if you fatigue, you just take a seat, right, and then right back up. And then anytime you fatigue, you just take a seat. Good. Exactly right. So we're calling it a wall sit, where we're trying to, anytime we have a prop in front of us, to save time and make it efficient, we try to use that prop. So it could be a weight, it could be a towel, it could be a chair. That is the purpose. So hang on for 10 more seconds, that'll complete a minute. Good. 2, 1, rest. Good. Now let's move on to a new cluster. We're going to continue to use that chair. For now, we'll switch to a medium weight, one weight only, and do what's called a kickback. So a kickback is a tricep move. We'll put one knee on your chair and the same side hand on that chair. And then bring your upper arm to a parallel position to the ground. So let's bend that out, and freeze right there. You keep your upper arm frozen and extend that weight right up behind you. So it's an elbow extension, go right ahead. It is powered by your tricep. So bring the weight in close to your shoulder when you bring up. Bring it nice and good and extend fully. Exactly right. So it's only just the tricep that's moving. Your shoulder is there for stability, and the tricep is doing all the work. Let's change sides. So a kickback. So we're using your supporting hand to take on the weight so you don't hurt your back. Your upper arm is parallel to the ground, so bring the elbow up high. You have to keep it up there. And your lower arm is the only thing moving. So your upper arm is frozen. That way we can isolate just tricep. Your tricep is one of the weakest muscles in your body. It atrophies pretty quickly. So it's one of those things we do need to work on for a lifetime. So continue for another 10 seconds, and we'll change to midsection work. Pretty good. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, now we'll go to midsection. We'll do some ab work. It's a traditional bicycle sit-up, but at first we're going to do it in slow motion. So we'll go to a bicycle, and we'll freeze in each position. So just lay on your back, put both hands behind your head, supporting the weight of your head and your fingertips, and then bring one knee up close to your chest and freeze with the opposite elbow touching. 2, 1, rest. Opposite side. Hold that position for a few seconds. 2, 1, rest. Continue with ongoing dynamic bicycle sit-ups, your speed, continuous motion. Exhale on every move. It's a torso twist coupled with a hip flex at the same time. Now you should hear a slight puff in every rep as if you're blowing out a candle. This one's one of the most thorough of the sit-ups. Upper abdominals, lower abdominals, front side that works. So your hands are open, supporting the weight of your head and your fingertips. Your neck is frozen with enough space on your chin to fit a baseball under your chin. And you're exhaling in every rep as if you're blowing out a candle on every single move. So this is done, she's doing it in fairly slow motion. You can certainly do it quicker if you like. Hang in for 10 seconds and then we'll change moves. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, let's get off the floor and let's grab 2 heavy weights. Okay, we'll be doing a split squat where we put most of the work on the front leg, but to begin, let's extend one leg straight out in a normal stride length with weights on your sides. Keeping the weight mostly on that front leg, we'll ask you to bend that front knee and drop down as far as you like, but not so far that the knee extends beyond your toes and then return. So let's do a dozen split squats with your right foot lead, mostly quads, and most of the weight is on that front leg. Your abdominals are tight, your back is straight, and you're keeping the weight in your hands. And after a dozen reps, let's change legs. So we're timing things for a minute. If you finish 12 with each or finish 10 with each, whatever number you like, just continue with an equal number for each leg to finish out the minute. When you've done a dozen, let's change legs. Keep your abdominals tight, back straight. Exactly right. And let's do some more split squats. So your abs are tight, your back is straight. You should feel it mostly in that front quad. That front leg is supporting most of the work. Your back leg is mostly there for balance. Right, keep your abs tight. Exactly right. Hang in there. Hang in for 10 more seconds, and we'll change to something else. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, let's get your medium weights. Actually, let's go with your lighter weights. And we'll switch to an upper body move. It's called a French curl. So for a French curl, we're going to bring both arms up. So your upper arm is parallel to the ground, and then you bring the weights over your head, and then rotate those weights down towards the ground, stop it parallel, then right back up. So it's a forward rotation, working your rotator cuff and most of your shoulders. So it's called a French curl. It's not linear, it's rotary. So it's a rotation forward, then right back down. It's one of the hardest things you can do. You don't need much weight to get a workout doing a French curl. So you're gonna feel it in your shoulders, mostly shoulders. They'll fatigue pretty quickly doing this one. So that's why we don't need a whole lot of weight on a French curl. So hang in there for another 25 seconds. You choose the speed, keep your arms up. If your arms start to drop, then you can rest at the bottom, shake out a little bit, then go right back to it. Good. Hang in for 10 more seconds. This one's tough to do. Good work, 5 seconds. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay, we're gonna drop back to the floor. Okay, this one's called a dead bug. It's taken directly out of back rehab. So this is a midsection move. A little bit of abdominals, a little bit of lower back. So lay on your back. We're gonna pretend you're an upside down table. So if you're a table, you'd be on your back, your legs would be facing to the ceiling. And to begin, we're gonna break this one down. Let's flutter your hands only, just your arms only, flutter. Small flutter back and forth. Good. Let's flutter your legs only. Pretty good. 2, 1, done. Let's flutter both arms and legs together. It's like you're a stranded beetle on the ground on your back trying to get up. So these are small back and abdominal moves. It's pretty safe because your back is flat. So even if someone has issues with their back, they can usually do a dead bug. So continue. How about making them smaller, faster, just little, right? Little fast ones. Yeah, exactly right. So again, you envision you're stranded on your back and you're trying to move to flip over the other side. Okay, hang in for 15 more seconds. Good work. 10 more seconds. Again, at any point, you can always stop. 5 seconds. 2, 1, done. Good. Okay. All right, from here, let's go to leg work again. For a scissor jump, step forward 1 normal stride length, and then hold that position. Good. Okay, let's change legs. Step forward 1 normal stride length, and change position. Now for this one, we do like to move throughout it. So I'm going to ask you simultaneously to do a slight hop and change both feet in midair and freeze, stick the landing. Good. Let's change. Let's change again. Good. Now you decide on the pace. You can either freeze, like let's say that this is difficult for you. Instead of jumping as Emily is, can you just step forward or backward with each leg and just hold the position? So instead of a hop, can you just hop, can you step forward? And yes, and then hold that. It's basically a split squat or a scissor jump position. But then for difficulty, we would have her move throughout the whole thing. So make it dynamic. Exactly right. That is the most difficult form of it. So rest at any time or freeze at any time. So you have your choices. You can either hold a split squat or scissor jump position, or you can dynamically move through it. So it's partly plyometric, partly isometric. It's a difficult leg move. So always have enough sense to change moves if you don't like them, if you think it's too easy or too difficult. Hang in for 15 more seconds. Nice job. 2, 1, rest. Good. Okay. From here, we're going to go to a lawnmower pull. We do need 1 challenging weight, and we do need your chair. Good. All right, so take 1 weight. And for this one, you want the weight on the outside of the chair, and whatever hand is supporting, have that same side knee on your chair. That way, your hand and leg, your knee are taking the weight. And all we do is pretend you're holding the starter cord for a lawnmower and pull that weight up close to your shoulder and then return. Exactly right. This one's bicep and shoulder. A little bit of bicep, a little bit of back, your lats, your median deltoid, a little bit of your rhomboids, a lot of upper back work. So it's called the lawnmower pull. It's 1 arm at a time. Now, if we had a bench, you could lay on your stomach, you could do a bench pull, which is both arms at the same time. But most people won't have a bench at home, so we're just doing 1 arm at a time. 2, 1, change. Go the other way. And continue the lawnmower pull. Exactly right. So make sure that loading knee takes most of the weight, and also the supporting hand, right? You only want the moving arm to take the weight that you're moving. You don't want it to support your body. Five seconds. 2, 1, done. Good. Okay. So to continue, let's take a seat on the ground. Just lay on the ground and then drop back to your elbows. Let's lift 1 leg off the ground with a locked knee. 2, 1, rest. Let's do the other one with a locked knee. 2, 1, rest. Good. Let's bring one to the top and freeze. And then simultaneously change legs. It's a scissor kick. You're gonna feel this in the front of your hip flexor, plus your lower abdominals. Exactly right. At any point you can rest. This one's difficult to do. So this one's lower abdominals plus hip flexor, a scissor kick. We've done them from a chair. This is one from the floor. Hang in for another 25 seconds. You should feel it in the front of your hip flexor, plus lower abdominals. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. 2, 1, rest. Good. Calf raise. For a calf raise, grab your chair again, and then stand behind the chair. So to start out, hold on to the top of your chair, and let's lift your heels off the ground. So, right, we'll freeze the top, and then do a couple more just to make sure you're limber and loose. And then do it continuously with no break in between. So right back up, good. If you have difficulty, we start rocking off the front of your toes, so drop back and rock up. Exactly right. So this one's shins and calves. Okay, to continue, let's freeze to the highest point. 2, 1, freeze. Let's take one foot off the ground. And continue with a one-legged calf raise. So the knee is locked. There's a shin and calf on that side. 2, 1, change legs, opposite. A one-legged calf raise. At any point, if it is too difficult, go back to 2. 2, 1, change legs again, and let's rock forward and backwards off that heel and toe. 2, 1, change again. Rock forward and backwards off your heel and toe. And let's finish out with both feet down, doing a standard original calf raise. So we'll go back to 2 feet, all the way up, all the way down. 2, 1, rest, and that is the end of the leg work for this cluster. Good work. Thank you.